For decades, the foundation of this nation's economy was under a slow, relentless siege. This wasn't a sudden storm. It was a rising tide, one that eroded the bedrock of prosperity, inch by painstaking inch. It began, as it so often does, with the tightening grip of international sanctions. Imagine trying to run a marathon with weights tied to your ankles. That's what it was like. Each new round of restrictions, spanning years, was another weight added. Access to global markets became a maze of dead ends. Foreign investment, once a river of capital, dwindled to a trickle. The country was increasingly isolated, forced to look inward for solutions that were becoming harder and harder to find. This isolation had a predictable yet devastating consequence. The currency began to crumble. Think of a national currency as a reflection of the world's confidence in that country's economy. As sanctions bit deeper and the economic engine sputtered, that confidence evaporated. The value of their money didn't just fall, it plummeted. What was once enough to buy a week's worth of groceries suddenly could uneven cover a loaf of bread. Savings, built over lifetimes of hard work, vanished into thin air. For ordinary people, this wasn't an abstract economic concept shown on a chart. It was a daily, gut-wrenching reality. With the currency in freefall, another monster awoke. Hyperinflation, when money loses its value, prices don't just rise, they explode. Shopkeepers would change price tags not weekly or daily, but sometimes hourly. The cost of basic necessities, food, medicine, fuel spiraled out of control, far outpacing what anyone could earn. Empty storefronts became a common sight, not because there were no customers, but because there was nothing left to sell or no way to price it. The economy was no longer a system of exchange. It had become a frantic game of survival. This wasn't a crisis born from a single bad decision or a single market crash. It was the culmination of a long, drawn-out economic war. Financial charts from the period don't show a sudden cliff. They show a long, grinding descent. Newspaper headlines, year after year, told the same story of mounting pressure, dwindling reserves, and growing hardship. The queues for bread and fuel grew longer, stretching around city blocks, becoming a visual testament to a system pushed past its breaking point. This slow-motion collapse, this siege by 1,000 cuts, hollowed out the economy from the inside, setting the stage for the explosive crisis that was to come. The pressure had been building for years, a silent, invisible force squeezing the life out of a nation, until finally, something had to give. In the fog of crisis, a second front opens. Not on any map, but in the minds of millions. This is the invisible war, fought with whispers and pixels, where the most potent weapon is a narrative. When a nation is shaken, when trust in institutions begins to fray, a new story often emerges from the shadows. A story of unseen enemies, of foreign hands pulling strings from afar. Suddenly, headlines blaze with allegations of espionage. Reports surface, citing anonymous sources within intelligence agencies, detailing sophisticated spy rings operating right under our noses. These aren't your classic trenchcoat and dagger spies. The new boogeymen are data miners, influence peddlers, and keyboard warriors, launching digital sorties from thousands of miles away. They are accused of infiltrating critical infrastructure, manipulating public opinion, and sowing discord. The narrative is compelling because it's simple. It offers a clear villain in a time of bewildering complexity. It transforms national anxiety into righteous anger, redirecting it outward. We see redacted documents flashed on screen, their blacked-out lines hinting at explosive secrets just beyond our reach. We hear of sleeper cells, not of saboteurs with bombs, but of academics, journalists, and business leaders, allegedly co-opted into a foreign intelligence apparatus. Their crime, promoting a dissenting view, a different economic model, a competing ideology. This information war thrives on ambiguity. Every denial is framed as deception. Every call for calm is painted as complicity. The enemy is everywhere and nowhere, a phantom army that can be blamed for every setback, every failure. The objective isn't to conquer territory, but to conquer the truth, to own the story. In this clandestine theater, official reports will speak of counterintelligence operations, of threats neutralized in the digital ether, but the lines are blurred. Who is a spy and who is simply a critic? Who is an agent of a foreign power and who is just an inconvenient voice? This is the nature of the shadow war. It escalates without a single shot fired. It creates an atmosphere of suspicion where neighbor doubts neighbor, and every unusual event is seen through the lens of a grand conspiracy. The claims are rarely proven in a public court of law. Instead, they are tried in the court of public opinion, where fear is the prosecutor and evidence is whatever you want to believe. As the crisis deepens, this battle for the narrative becomes as critical as any on-the-ground response, shaping the very reality we perceive and defining who we become when we are put to the test. So, where do we go from here? The path forward is uncertain, and several distinct possibilities lie on the horizon. Each carries its own profound implications, not just for the nation itself, but for the entire region. One potential future is a path of intensified internal control and deepening isolation. Faced with mounting external pressure and internal dissent, the leadership could choose to double down, tightening its grip on the populace and restricting the flow of information even further. This would mean severing more economic and diplomatic ties, retreating from the international stage, and prioritizing regime survival above all else. This strategy could consolidate power in the short term, but it risks long-term economic stagnation and the potential for a more volatile, explosive, internal reckoning down the line. The world doesn't turn unstable by accident. It turns unstable when the money fails and the internet goes dark. Imagine a city of millions, a place like Tehran, modern, vibrant, always connected. Now, imagine it goes silent. Not the silence of peace, but an enforced, unnerving quiet. It starts with a flicker. A video call freezes, a message won't send. Then the Wi-Fi icon disappears. You check your phone, searching for a signal, one bar, then none, a digital blackout. Outside, the change is palpable. The usual hum of traffic softens. The endless stream of scooters and cars thins out. Shops that rely on digital payments pull down their shutters. Faces on the street are a mix of confusion and anxiety. People gather in small groups, sharing whispers instead of news feeds. What's happening? Is it just my phone? Is it just this neighborhood? The questions hang in the air, unanswered. The flow of information, the lifeblood of any modern society, has been severed. There are no updates, no official statements that can be verified, no way to contact family across the city, let alone across the world. The absence of connection creates a vacuum, and into that void, fear and rumor begin to spread. The silence is heavy, filled with the tension of the unknown. On the screen of every phone is the same message: no service. It's a stark reminder that in our hyperconnected age, the power to disconnect is the ultimate tool of control. The city holds its breath, waiting for the signal to return, waiting for the story to break through the static. But for now, there is only silence.